go to a kiosk, a voting kiosk, and you will cast your ballot. If you need help, we have poll workers here to assist you. Once you cast your ballot, you will go over to our tables with the poll workers. They will stamp your voter ID card. They'll give you a sticker. That means that you voted and you cannot vote anymore today.
We had several things going on. We made applications. We tried to make the process as real for the kids as possible, and so they had to fill out an application that had all the major components of an application on it. There was a declaration on it affirming that they were citizens and affirming their age. We had an age limit of 8 for our mock elections, and also that they hadn't incurred any serious infractions. They weren't on parole, they weren't convicted of any felonies, but for that we just used suspension. So no one was suspended that was allowed to vote. And then they filled out, after they did their application, we made their registration cards from that. When they came through to vote, they had to show their registration card. It needed to be signed just like the real deal. And then they went to the voting booth and cast their ballot.
We had to put our name and our address. We had to put our whole name, and we had to put our motion.
Our newly elected student council members from yesterday are the poll workers, and they're ensuring they're checking the registration cards to make sure that all of that is in order. They're helping with the voting booth, and then they're validating the registration cards when the students leave. I hope that they gain an understanding of the great privilege that it is to vote in our country, and an idea of what the process is like, and to take voting seriously.
They told me all about the rules and how you'll be eligible to vote, and how many times, and like what day and what time of month that we vote, and they told us how many terms, and they told us who could vote back when the black people were slaves. They told us who could only vote.
We had a huge fact scavenger hunt all around the building. You'll notice there are lots of posters and word walls and facts around. So we had the scavenger hunt was also online for current events, but around the school you'll see historical facts about the way government works and the way the election process works. And then after they collected the facts from their scavenger hunt, then we had a big game show like event where there was a big competition. It was third graders against upperclassmen, fourth and fifth graders.
Who won?
The third graders won by a huge margin. I think it was 40-15 or something like that. I'm really excited for them, and I'm really happy that they have a good understanding of the great sacrifices that people have made throughout history for us to have the right to vote. We want everybody to know that the right to vote is a privilege. It's also a duty and a responsibility to take it seriously, and just to be informed. We wanted them to know that the United States has a secret ballot, and that no one can coerce you into voting in a way that you don't feel comfortable with. But we also want them to know that they need to be informed voters. So they kept track of the current events, and there was lots of information about each of the candidates, and they made their choices from there.
I feel good, even though it's a mock vote, like a fake vote. It feels like a real one.
Defend her still today.